What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic day. And we've got some good news. We've got some roster moves. We've got everything to talk about Birds here tonight. So I appreciate you all taking the time, hitting the like button, sharing, subscribing, hyping the video up. Cannot thank you all enough for the support. Want to know, baby? We're building on it, and later I'm going to be posting Behind Enemy Lines with our Week 2 opponent, our Super Bowl opponent, the Kansas City Chiefs. Looking forward to that. Hope you are too. Hope to hear from you then. But, well, we've got some great news. Let's start off with that. Love to hear from you guys, what you have on your mind here. Look, there is no suspension coming no further. They said they're going to count the first game as a suspension. Okay, sure, so they can be happy and say they suspended him. But he gets himself a $57,222 fine for spitting back at Dak Prescott after Dak Prescott violently spit at him and then laughed. See what I did there? See, two can play at that game. But, yeah, so obviously we all saw Dak started. There will be no fines for him. Ridiculous, but as an Eagles fan, I understand it. They will always hate us, do everything they can to, go against us, and, well, I welcome it. F the haters. So, Jalen Carter, can't wait to see him on the field for his first game of the season against the Kansas City Chiefs. That will be exciting, so let's effing go there. But let's get into what went down with the roster moves today, and, well, you know what happened yesterday, so we thought something could happen, but, well, it didn't. So we've got some other things that happened. Let's talk about those here. So, Howie Houdini, he's always working, right? He's always got that magic brewing him. We know Will Shipley has a fractured rib, so he's going to be out for some time. They didn't place him on IR yet, and you would think if that were going to happen, they would have done that rather than waive Gabe Hall. I don't think he clears waivers. I think someone's going to grab him. He has a lot of talent, and somebody's going to be like, well, we just played for the defending Super Bowl champs. Let's get him. So they get rid of Gabe Hall. That sucks. We have a lot, but, at D tackle. But I think that, the edge guys, we have a lot of them. I thought maybe we'd go there if we didn't go Shipley. So surprising there. But then they made a practice squad move, and they added Jake Majors to the practice squad and released Montrell Johnson, who was literally just signed yesterday. So no doubt that's how it goes every single week. Just if you tune into this show, strap in, because that's how it goes. People are always confused. Why is this guy cut? This is how it always happens. But I don't like this move. Gabe Hall's one of those guys that's going to get claimed from someone, turn into a star, son of a bitch. Now, the reason we waived him, again, if you missed it yesterday, go check out the video. But we got Tank Bigsby for a 5th and a 6th, sounding like Shipley could miss some time. If it's only going to be a couple weeks, okay. But this guy, his return prowess, I think, is huge. And we talk about being great in all three phases of the game. So I think this is how we move, regardless of Will Shipley being there. Maybe A.J. Dillon, with that neck injury he had, missed all of last season, getting older. Maybe they want Bigsby to compete there. I welcome to get, anything to get better at any time. So let's go. Now, the practice squad moves, getting rid of Montrell Johnson, no doubt. I mean, you have Audric Estime there on the practice squad still, but you just added Bigsby, so don't really need a running back there, but you added another offensive lineman. Now, he is a guard/center. No clue why I put tackle there. Maybe I'm just drifting off to sea. Who knows? But Jake Majors here, 6'3", 310, 23 years old. Undrafted this year out of Texas. Tampa Bay signed him as an undrafted kid. He was let go, and you can see, obviously, we picked him up. He's got 5.21 40 time for a lineman. He's athletic. He's definitely got that in his bag for that size. That's great. A 72.7 PFF grade last season. Started all 16 of the games he played. Had 0 sacks. Only 1 quarterback hit in 504 pass block snaps last season. So kid's got some talent. He set the Texas record there. I think it was like 56 games that he played in the 5 years there. So look, man, he's got high football IQ. That's something we're always looking for. Leaders, and guys that are just football players. And I think he fits, somebody that they could try at guard, they're saying. And obviously Stoutland can try with anybody. He's good in pass protection. I think better at zone run. But he's not exactly Jason Kelsey. I'm not saying when he's athletic. He's got some skill, but I don't think it shows all the time in his tape. And I think he could definitely work on his running game. And if you're going to be here, something you could definitely work on. Maybe he does better as a guard. I don't know, but he did well as a center. Very intelligent, as I mentioned. Good, to have as a center. So I think this is somebody, again, that's going to be competing with a bunch of guys. So it's practice squad. That's nothing to get worked up, probably get cut. In a couple of days, we'll add somebody else. Then I'll come back next week. And then, so those things happen. Best of luck. We'll see how he does here. But let's take a look at the updated, not only practice squad with majors added, but now with Gabe Hall taken off of the depth chart here, we've still got some talent. And, again, I'll show you, as I always do, the guys that aren't going to be here, they're on injury lists. Will Shipley not going on IR. So just seeing Lampkin, Van Sumer, and Wilson there. Miles Hinton designated to return, so he'll come back soon. And then Nakobe Dean on the PUP list. So a few weeks, we'll find out about some of these guys. Will Shipley, we'll see what the hell's going on there, but you won't see these guys here. But on the defensive side of the ball, Gabe Hall not being there, you still have Ty Robinson and Byron Young, backing up Carter Davis and Ajomo there. So to me, I had mentioned this the other day. Zadarius Smith is someone you can kick inside like you did with Brandon Graham. He's got that versatile skill set. So maybe, that's Gabe Hall's role, So maybe you're looking at it as, hey, we get a pass rusher and someone that can do that. Maybe Ty Robinson gets a little more, Byron Young doing well. So I like Gabe Hall, but I get it. Now, Okoronkwo, Ojulari were inactive last week, and we elevated Patrick Johnson to play, who helps you on special teams. So he's now on the active roster, as you saw in that video. Go check that one out. But you can, see that we have 7 here. That is a lot of edge rushers. I thought, maybe one of those guys would go, like Okoronkwo. Maybe they try to trade Ojulari. But, man, Gabe Hall, putting him on waivers like that, that's a bold move. Very bold move. So we'll see if they trade, maybe get a corner here. We already traded for one. We got Jacorian Bennett. I finally changed it there. I was trying to speak it into existence, but what we'll do is we'll counteract it with jinxing myself, right? So we'll put Adoree there, and then we'll hope that he gets benched here. I like Jacorian Bennett. I'm hoping he can learn this system, get things down, but it's a very intricate system, and he's only had a few weeks here. So we'll see if they make a move. We've talked about Stephon Gilmore. A lot of you have asked about Asante Samuel. We've talked about these things for months. I would not be against adding a veteran other than Adoree Jackson. I've said it for a long time. So maybe Mac McWilliams, something becomes of that. I don't know. I'm not moving Coop outside, though. He's staying at nickel. And I think that Howie's always on the phones, as we see. So, hey, maybe something happens. We visited Mike Hilton tried out for us, so we'll see. But on the offensive side of the ball, you see Tank Bigsby there. If Shipley is banged up, Dylan Bigsby can battle it out for 2 and 3. And, some of you have asked me about fullback. From my understanding, more so Kylan Granson, maybe they elevate Cameron Latu from the practice squad, use them in those couple of snaps, maybe if you're planning on using a fullback against a certain team. So maybe we see, Latu getting elevated in this game. Maybe Granson's just playing that. But we ran 13 personnel more than any other team. And I love me some multi-tight end sets. So having 3 tight ends out there, running the ball all over people is something I love. So maybe they're using him as a fullback, whatever. But we have the ability to do that with Ben Van Sumer missing the season. But some people were saying Dylan or Bigsby moving to fullback. That I don't believe is in the cards there. So, that is the updated offense. And then the special teams, as I mentioned, Will Shipley. If he's not playing, I think Tank Bigsby is definitely the kick returner you want back there. I finally feel pretty good about that. Shipley's RB2. I want him to be used there. And with him banged up, clearly someone else gets a chance to show their skill. We traded for him. Tank Bigsby, let's go. John Dotson, punt returning. Please do well there so that we don't have to see Cooper DeJean. Thank you very much. Then the practice squad with majors added here. We've got a few offensive linemen. So you've got Holland Pierce, Luke Felix Fualo, who is our international player, and then Jake Majors, the center guard. Now, Montrell Johnson was taken off. I mentioned Estime is still there, the running back. Got a few receivers, a quarterback, a couple of tight ends. I just talked about the 2 there. Maybe he gets elevated. And then you see the defensive players listed as well, who the Eagles can elevate. Now, Johnson and Epps were both elevated, so they have 2 more when you use one up. But obviously, Patrick Johnson was added to the active roster, so he'll be good to go. Remember, no fine for Jalen Carter. Let's go. And that's all I've got for you here tonight. Those were the roster and practice squad moves, everything you needed to know to keep you up to date with the Philadelphia Eagles. I will keep you up to date with their opponent, as we always do as well, later here tonight, dropping behind enemy lines. So hope to hear from you then. Love to hear your thoughts on the new edition of Majors. Hear your thoughts on Gabe Hall being released. Sorry about that. Or Jalen Carter. Anything that is on your mind, love to hear from you. But that is all I've got for you here tonight. If you guys have anything other than the birds, you need a friend, you got anything going on, I'm always here for you guys, as you are for me. But have yourselves a great rest of your night. Hope to hear from you. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, go Birds.